everyone, and welcome to the very first vlog in my wedding series. I'm so excited, literally, I feel like I've been waiting my life for this, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very much one of those women who has been imagining her wedding for a long time and has been absolutely looking forward to the wedding planning process. I can't lie, I just 100% I'm all into this. And I have so many ideas that I can't wait to share. So yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled to be doing this vlog and to be able to share the journey, both for you guys following with me, it'll be amazing, but also just to look back on in the years to come. You only do this once, and I'm so happy that I can capture it all so that I can show Luca in the future, any other little future children we may have, and just when I'm an old lady, I can just look back on this time and really remember it all, because I think it's just gonna fly by. So when I think we got engaged back in March, it's now January, so it's almost a year ago, and that time has just flown. So yeah, we have basically got roughly a year and a half until the wedding. So it's going to be an action-packed year and a half. That's why I'm starting the vlog now. I have started obviously thinking about the wedding. I have booked a couple of suppliers that I needed to get in there early with, but I'm going to go back over all of that and share all of that with you. So I thought I would start with a little background on me and Johnny, because I feel like nobody's going to actually know that, and it's nice to sort of know a bit about the couple if you're going to watch our wedding planning. So yeah, I just thought I'd start with that. So I met Johnny in 2019, and it was very much an online date. I met him on Hinge. For those of you who don't know, it's just very much another Tinder, sort of a lesser known Tinder, I think. I think it's more known in the south. People up north don't seem to really know about it, but we obviously both did, and we were on it and we met that way. I was very much a serial dater at the time. Johnny tells me that he wasn't, and he didn't go on many dates, but I was going on a lot of dates, I can't lie. And I really didn't expect to meet anyone that way. It was very much just sort of fun. Obviously I did want to meet someone, but I just didn't have any faith in that process, but wasn't really meeting anyone in other ways. Feel like people don't meet in bars anymore or whatever, whatever it is. And Johnny was actually my third date of a weekend. So I'd been on a Friday date, a Saturday date, and he was my Sunday date. And we met at Central Station, train station, and we walked down to the quayside in Newcastle, which is the river, and it's got lots of bars and things, and we just went to a pub or a bar and had a couple of drinks, and that was it. That was our first date. And I remember thinking he was nice, I really liked him, he was just easy to talk to. And yeah, it was short and sweet. Actually, what was really funny was that Johnny catfished me. He 100% catfished me, because he looked nothing like his photos. So we'd agreed to meet at Central Station, and I turned up there, and I did see him out the corner of my eye, but he didn't look like what I was expecting. And then I messaged him saying I'm here, and this guy walked over, and it was him. And the reason he didn't look like his picture was because his picture was about 10 years old, and in it he had hair, glasses, and no beard. And in person he had no hair, a very full beard, and no glasses. But the good thing is that I actually found him more attractive as he is now. Yeah, he was very much my type, so that worked out. But yeah, Johnny, you were a catfish technically, but just the right way around. So yeah, anyway, Johnny likes to joke that I was his last first date, but he wasn't mine, because I did continue to date. I feel like that's just what you do in this day and age. You go on loads and loads of first dates, because you don't really expect them to stick. So for sort of a month after, I did go on a few more first dates. I didn't go on any second dates, and I continued to go on dates with Johnny. And I think it was after our fourth date, I decided that I really liked him, and he was who I was going to put my energy into. And it was all just really natural and easy. Every day I came away from, and I just had a really nice time. He was really relaxed, and he wasn't pushy, and I was going through a really tough personal time at the time, and you know, he was like so understanding with that. And he, like, I would literally say to him, I'm not free for a couple of weeks, and he'd be like, that's fine, just let me know when you are. So he really let me go at my pace, and that worked for me. And yeah, things just continued to go really well, obviously. After a couple of months, we sort of had that talk where we said we were exclusive, and then like another month after that, we said like we're boyfriend and girlfriend, and had that big conversation. It was the day that I met his parents. So yeah, that was kind of just like how we met and how things progressed. And honestly, just had like the best time ever. He is my best friend. We laugh every day. We've been through really challenging times in terms of like, we'd only been together sort of less than a year when COVID happened, and we decided to move in together because it was kind of, you live together or you don't see each other potentially for ages. So we took the plunge, we moved in together. That went brilliantly. 6 months into living together, we found out we were expecting Luca, and my pregnancy was really tough. If you've watched like my motherhood videos, you'll know a bit about that. But yeah, it was all through COVID, like strict lockdown. So we were literally living together 24/7, you know, couldn't really go out or do anything. I was working from home, so was he. So we were literally in each other's pockets. So if anything was going to go wrong, it was during like lockdown and pregnancy, but we still like managed to have good times. And, you know, he massively supported me through that. And I just can't imagine going through that without him. And then, yeah, we had Luca. Again, I did struggle postpartum with like birth injuries and just like what you go through giving birth. So again, he was like a massive support there. And so I had Luca in June 2021, and it was March 2022 that Johnny proposed. Now, I am not lying when I say I did not see this coming. Like, obviously, yes, I saw an engagement coming because we talked about marriage. Like, we both wanted to get married. Like, Johnny knew it was important to me with having Luca to do that. But I absolutely did not see it coming when it did come. Teddy. Yeah, everyone says like, oh, you must have known, like you must have thought it was coming. But I actually didn't even have the tiniest thing in my head saying this might be happening when it happened. So basically, it was Mother's Day that Johnny decided to propose to me, and the day before we had Luca's christening, and Luca's christening was arranged like literally within a few weeks, and it was kind of something that I really wanted to get done, and I didn't want to wait until after he was a year old, and his godparents were only free like this one date within 3 months. So it was all really rushed, and so I had this big like christening that I was planning, and the party and everything. So my mind was completely on that, and it was a lovely day, but it was a bit stressful. And I remember at the end of the evening, we got back from the christening and we brought all the presents in, and Johnny had thought he was being clever and put all the presents like together, but it meant that ones that didn't have tags on, I no longer knew who they were from because they'd been taken out of their gift bags and things. So I remember being a bit grumpy and like very tired and stressed at the end of the night, and going to bed, and I had no idea what was happening the next day. And so we got up on Mother's Day and went downstairs, and I was still in my pajamas, and we sort of, I don't know, did the normal morning thing, had breakfast, whatever. And then Johnny was like, oh, wait there, I'll go and get your Mother's Day present. It was my first Mother's Day, and he took Luca with him, and obviously I thought, oh, he's just going to put Luca in like a cute onesie that says Happy Mother's Day or whatever. And then he called downstairs, he was like, sit on the end of the sofa and close your eyes. And I thought, oh, this isn't like him, like normally it's me bossing him around. He's not normally into like planning something to this extent. So I sat on the sofa and I closed my eyes. Actually, I took my glasses off because I wear glasses. And then I heard him come downstairs, and it was only at this moment, like he started doing like a little speech, and he sort of said like, I know how sentimental you are, and how you like to have things to keep, to remember things. And like he did his little speech about it being my first Mother's Day. And then as he was like talking, I did hear a box open, and that was the first second that I was like, oh my God, is that what I think it is? And then I sort of heard him kneel down in front of me, and his voice broke because obviously he was emotional. And then he said, open your eyes. And I opened my eyes, and obviously he was on one knee and he asked me to marry him. And Luca was in a really cute onesie that said, Mammy, will you marry Daddy? And it was just so lovely. Yeah, so we got engaged at home on Mother's Day, my first Mother's Day, and I was asked by Johnny and Luca, and it couldn't have been more perfect. Actually, talking about if I had any idea it was coming, I absolutely didn't, as I've said, and I even went so far as to be thinking the other way, where I remember I was quite sensitive, and I was still on maternity leave, like full time with a baby. I was still like struggling postpartum and things, and it was probably about January last year when Johnny went to a football match, and we basically, like, he has a season ticket, so he goes to football, and this one match he'd gone to, he'd left at say like midday, and he didn't come back until Luca was going to bed, like 8. So I'd basically done like 8 hours alone on his day off, and I was already doing like full-time mothering, so his days off were like my break. And I think also he'd come off like 2 night shifts, so that's basically 48 hours where I don't see him at all or get any help at all. So I was really struggling, and I was really like, we don't really argue, we've had very few arguments, but this was like, I think, our first argument, where he came in and I was just in such a mood, because I was like, it's so unreasonable to go for pre-drinks, post-drinks, match like, and leave me all day with the baby. I just wasn't happy. And I went to bed really upset. And the next morning I explained why I was upset, and he completely got it, and he promised it wouldn't happen again, and it hasn't. Like, that is our relationship. We talk about things and the other person takes it on board, and I think that is what a good relationship is. However, what's really funny is that, like, after he proposed, I asked Johnny like when he'd made this decision, and he said, I can tell you exactly when it was. That football match I came home and you were upset with me, it was because I was leaving and I told my dad I was planning to propose, and he said, oh, you can't leave now, like, we need to go for a celebration drink. So yeah, that was really funny, and obviously I was like, oh well, I'm sorry, but I couldn't possibly have known that. So yeah, like, literally I had no idea it was coming. I just remember thinking, it's your first day off, you've not wanted to spend time with me or Luca, like, you've left me all alone. I was really not happy. And little did I know that he was actually celebrating the fact that he was going to propose. But yeah, he did so well to keep it from me. So basically he said he'd been shopping with Luca and he took the ring straight to my dad's. So yeah, he wasn't like hiding it in the house or anything, but he never gave anything away that he was planning anything. And yeah, it was nice because I remember at the christening just feeling so loved up, like doing our baby's christening was lovely, and then to get engaged the next day was just perfect. But actually what was quite funny was that at the christening, I was talking about weddings to Johnny's brother's wife, so my sister-in-law to be, and just saying like how I didn't know if I could justify spending loads of money on a wedding, like when the time came, because, you know, like buying a new house and sort of the expense of having a child, like sort of understood the value of money a bit more. However, I've completely deviated from that, and we are spending like quite a lot of money on the wedding. As much as I love the idea of a budget wedding, and they 100% can be amazing, like Teddy. There is Enterprise Rent-A-Van outside, so they are really winding Teddy up. But yeah, as I said, I would love to do a budget wedding. I think like it makes total sense, and I totally half think I'm crazy for spending a lot of money on the wedding, but you only do it once, and I have a lot of ideas, and unfortunately the things I'd like to do cost money, so that is where we're at. But I definitely thought about, you know, really stripping things back and doing just as an amazing wedding, but in a budget friendly way. It's just not the route we've ended up going down. For those of you who are interested, this is my ring, if you can see it, and I absolutely love it. It is platinum band with obviously a diamond in the middle and then diamonds either side. And I did always imagine like this kind of ring. I did always want like diamonds on the band and things rather than just a plain band. So it's very me. He did brilliantly. I love it and I love wearing it and I love being engaged. So that is our like dating history, our engagement story. You're all up to date, ready for the wedding planning. In terms of like the wedding that I'm thinking, it's going to be in the UK. It's going to be a summer wedding. It's going to be in a venue that offers like a 2-day experience. I really wanted a church wedding, so the actual like wedding ceremony itself is going to be in a church, and then the like reception and the partying and everything is in another venue that we have already found, and I cannot wait to share that with you. It is just, if I could ever describe my perfect venue, it is that, and I just still can't believe we've managed to find that and we've managed to secure it, and I'm going to have my wedding there. I'm just like beyond grateful and excited for that. Thinking like a very classic theme. In terms of colours, it's like whites and like maybe greens, like just greenery of shrubbery and things. So that is just a little insight, a little snapshot into what is to come. But of course I'm going to go through all of this stuff. I've got so many vlogs planned. I'm going to take you on every step of the way, I absolutely promise. And I can't wait to share it with you. If you are interested and excited to follow the wedding planning journey, please do subscribe to my channel so that you get notifications, and a like would always be appreciated. Please drop me any comments below if you have any ideas. Let me know where you're at. Are you wedding planning currently? Have you planned a wedding? Do you hope to be planning a wedding? Do you just like watching wedding planning videos? That was me, that's totally fine. But yeah, let me know, and let me know like if there's any specific things in the wedding planning you really want me to show. And yeah, there's just so much stuff. But the next vlog is probably going to be talking about the wedding venue that we've chosen. And I did go and do a walk around and filmed it all, so I cannot wait to share you with that. It is just so beautiful. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I think that's enough for now, and I will see you very soon for the first proper installment of the wedding vlog series.